Hello again. Welcome to my shelf/library tour where I have Blu-rays, games, books, both fiction and non-fiction, where fiction includes light novels, and also CDs. But before we get to this part of the shelf, let's start at the very top where the Haruhi light novels in Japanese sit. I bought these in 2018 in Japan, and I just kind of wanted them, so I grabbed them. So here they are in order from 1 to 11. The latest two novels aren't included because I mean they came out later. But yeah, I can't even read Japanese, but I wanted to have these specifically because Haruhi is an amazing series. And then I have a PlayStation 2 controller next to it, brand new. It was kind of just in my mom's place, just in a corner of the place, just sitting there unopened. So I brought it back with the intention of using it to, when I play PS2 games on an emulator to use that, but I've actually changed my mind and I'm just gonna keep it boxed, like that. This top shelf here actually is just kind of like sort of random, stuff I didn't really know what to put elsewhere, but the ones below are more ordered. But yeah, these two up here, and then I have the first figure, Hatsune Miku. These three are characters from Working that I won in a raffle somewhere, so I haven't actually watched Working yet, but I just have them and they were cute, so I might just have them. But this Miku figure is the first figure I ever bought, and it's from the first anime convention I ever went to in 20, I believe it was 2015, might be 2014, but yeah, this is from the first anime convention I went to, and it costed 47 euros. And the funny thing is that it came at the very end of the day, so I went around and saw some things to buy, including Kamina from Gurren Lagann plush, which I don't have with me. This is one of the things that was still there at the very end, and it actually costed 50 euros, but uh, yeah, it was really we got 47 because I was really desperate to get it, and they were desperate to sell at the very end. So I got all the coins and cash I had, and couldn't reach the 50 euros. But then the friend I was with also pitched in some coins to help me get it, and yeah, 47 euros. Eventually, the sale was like, whatever, I'll just sell it to you. So that's why I had this Hatsune Miku figure, and it represents, like, of course, it represents Vocaloid and all the artists that contribute to Vocaloid, to the fandom and everything. So it represents all of them. And recently, I was also inspired by this figure to start playing some Project Diva on Steam, and it's a cool, really fun game. I really like, remembering that, I do like Vocaloid music because I haven't really listened to it in a long time, and yeah, that's why I have that. And then the working characters I've already explained. So that's the top shelf. The shelf right below it starts the games. So I have PS4 games, and then right after this, PS5 games. Starting with starting with games I've actually played in the order I played them. So we have Kingdom Hearts story so far, with all the games before Kingdom Hearts 3, and it's at the beginning because I played Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2, ages ago. Haven't played the rest yet, but there it is. And then going to when I started Uncharted, and then Uncharted 4, and then Gravity Rush 2, Final Fantasy 15, The Automata, Tales of Berseria, Final Fantasy 12, The Zodiac Age, etc. Well, not etc. That is all of them. But yeah, first it's the game I started playing, but then, like, for example, I think I played Uncharted 4 later on, but because it comes after, Uncharted Nathan Drake collection containing the first three, that's why they're all there together. And the reason why Gravity Rush 2 is at the forefront is, well, one, because of the space, and two, because it's the best one out of all of them. Best experience out of all of them, all of the ones I played. I didn't finish 12, but Fantasy 12, but it's at the end. Probably one day, I would like to finish that. But then you see Blue Reflection, and Blue Reflection second. Bleh, I messed that. Whatever. Blue Reflection Second Light, Dragon Quest 11, Crystar, Kingdom Hearts 3. These are games I bought recently, and I haven't played them yet. But yeah, the reason I also call this whole thing a sort of a library is because it sort of represents, what I'm thinking of in my mind. So when I want to buy something, well, play something, I should think of this whole area first. So like, maybe I should play Blue Reflection today or Star Christ or whatever. But yeah, those are the PS4 games. I'm really actually happy that I got the Nier Automata Game of the Year edition, because these two copies, Final Fantasy 15 and Nier Automata, they aren't actually the copies I used to play the games. They were the original copies. But I figured I didn't have to get them from my mom's place, so I'll just buy the Royal editions and the Game of the Year edition. But unfortunately, the games on the discs don't actually have all of the content on them, just the base game. So maybe I shouldn't have bought them, but there is one benefiting factor to this, and that is the fact that Nier Automata, the cover here, is the original Japanese cover, which was one of the main reasons I wanted to play the game in the first place, is because this cover is freaking awesome. And the original, overseas release has like a worse cover. So this made all the worth it to have this just for that amazing cover. And then the PS5 games, so I started playing Final Fantasy 7 Remake Intergrade. I haven't finished it, but that's when I started. Tekken 8, and then Dragon Quest 3, which I am playing now. And then, of course, the games I haven't played yet, so Death Stranding, Recompile, which is an indie 3D Metroidvania, and then Gal Guardian's Demon Purge, which is a spin-off of Galgun, which is also a 2D Metroidvania. Recompile is 3D and Gal Guardians is 2D, but yep, those are the games. But there are a few more, and they come at the end of the shelf here. So the first thing here is a limited edition overseas release of Cry Machina, which is the spiritual successor to Crystar, which you can see here. And I bought it because I want to play the game, and it comes with a CD, and a bonus CD, and the CD's last track is an ASMR track for some reason. But that's interesting. That was a finger there, and a Link Amiibo I bought, ages ago. And then there's some older games. These ones. Kingdom Hearts 3 Faded over 2 days. And then Japanese releases of ChainDive, the Donpachi Daiojo, and then the American releases of Grandia 3, Xenosaga Episode 1, and a Xenosaga Episode 3 strategy guide. Now, why do I have any of those? Well, Kingdom Hearts because Kingdom Hearts, ChainDive because the soundtrack is awesome, the Donpachi Daiojo because I actually bought it at an arcade that unfortunately shut down, but it shut down before COVID, which is actually a good thing. Because if it shut down during COVID, it would be even worse for the owner. But I bought the game, and I find the history of shoot 'em ups interesting, and also the soundtrack is awesome. Shoutouts to TECHNOuchi and Manabu Namiki for their awesome music. And then out of the childhood collection, Grandia 3 and Xenosaga Episode 1 were one of the few games that were NTSC versions from the collection, because I think my cousin bought them. I did play both of them. I didn't finish either of them though, but one day I do want to go back. For Grandia, I think I'll just finish 3, but Xenosaga, I think I want to play Gears and Xenogears and Xenosaga Episode 1, 2, and 3 as well. Maybe Xenoblade later. But why do I have the strategy guide for Xenosaga Episode 3? Well, because my cousin had it when the game came out, and they brought it over to our house, but then they left it. So at my mom's place, it was still there, so I'm like, let's get it. And on that note, I also had a Final Fantasy 12 strategy guide, but the thing is, that's kind of obsolete, given that Zodiac Age version of Final Fantasy 12 is now being released overseas, which has additional content and completely different leveling up system. So I didn't bring that, but it is a really cool Final Fantasy 12 one really is a cool strategy guide. So those are the games, or is it? Well, because when limited editions of games are concerned, Japan doesn't fuck around. So here are exclusive limited edition boxes of Uma Musume Party Dash for Nintendo Switch. The Switch version is the only version which had a physical release. Yohanna Perhelion, Blaze in the Deep Blue, another 2D Metroidvania. I'm not even into 2D Metroidvanias yet, but yeah, the games I happen to have want to play or look a little cool, they happen to be Metroidvanias, so there we are. Uh, yeah, PS5, haven't played any of these yet. And then this premium box for Johanna Pelion Numazun the Mirage, which is a roguelike. Yeah, did I say that? Roguelike. Yeah, roguelike card game. No, roguelite. Is it? I'm not sure, I forgot. But yeah, it's giant, and I had to put it vertically to make sure it didn't take up so much space because space is sort of limited as it is. And here we are, back to the anime Blu-rays. So this is in order of when I watched them. So the first one is Death Note, followed by Code Geass, Lucky Star, and then Wolf's Rain, which I watched 8 episodes of, and I didn't actually finish it until after Axel World. So I could also put it after Axel World, but yeah, it's before because I started watching it first, and I did watch like 8 or so episodes. So that covers, so Death Note to Wolf's Rain, well, Death Note to, yeah, Wolf's Rain, I guess, covers the period before until 2013, then Axel World covers 2013 onwards. So yeah, I watched Axel World, then Samurai Flamenco, crazy show, unforgettable, full of twists. That's like, it's just those, it's that kind of series that really just is kind of, I wouldn't say unique experience since all of them are unique experiences, but kind of wild experiences. That's what Samurai Flamenco, that's what it represents. And then Kisnaiva, which I've watched, and then that's when I started. And then after that, well, not after that because Kisnaiva was airing when I started watching Love Live for the first time. So yeah, you could put it afterwards, but yeah, I started watching it first, so it's first. Yeah, we have Love Live, well, which I started watching on May 1st, 2016. Love Live, and then the rest of the series, at least the UK Blu-rays. So those are all the UK Blu-rays, followed by Review Starlight, Granbelm, Hachikatsu and Cinderella 9, Regalia for Sacred Stars, and the latest one, The Eminence in Shadow. So I put in this order because, you can see kind of, yeah, it's like a timeline of series I've watched. Of course, not all of them because I wouldn't have enough all the space to put them here. I don't have enough money to put all of them here, but yeah, those are the ones I have, and I'm kind of scared of opening this Review Starlight one because it's just kind of precious. Like, I don't really won't feel like opening it because it costs like $100 or something like that. But yeah, Granbelm, watch Granbelm. It's a really cool series. It's directed by a director of the ReZero anime. Great soundtrack by Kenichiro Suehiro, who also scored Eminence in Shadow. And then Hachikatsu Cinderella 9 made me want to try a bit of baseball, so I tried a bit of baseball actually, just to see what it was like. And then Regalia as well was like one of those series that isn't popular, but I felt the need to watch it, and yeah, I enjoyed it. But what's this Promare thing? Well, this Promare thing came from, it's a print that was given out to people who went to a viewing of Promare at Scotland Loves Anime. I think it was 2017, and yeah, it's signed by Hiroyuki. Why am I forgetting his last name? Hiroyuki Imaishi, the director, directed Gurren Lagann, Promare, Kill la Kill, another series. It's signed by Hiromi Wakabayashi, who is a producer at Trigger, and also signed by Shiketo Koyama, who's like one of the mech designers. And they were there at the screening, and they physically signed them. And the reason I'm not showing you all of it is because the part just above where the camera of the phone isn't seeing is my name on it. So yeah, all of them signed it, and so yeah, I've actually seen them in real life, and that was really a memorable experience. So I'm also gonna get the Promare Blu-ray to, complete. Well, this will never be completed, but yeah, get the Promare Blu-ray to put on the shelf and commemorate that experience as well. In addition to this print, it was really great. Like, it was great seeing them in the flesh. People who inspire others. With their work, incredible. But those aren't all of the anime Blu-rays, because there are more anime Blu-rays below this of things I have not actually watched. And here they are. So we have Digi-Charlotte, which I've actually started watching 4 episodes of, but I haven't continued. And then Busoshinki, Castan Dandelion, Star Mew, etc., etc. And these are listed. these are ordered from left to right in release order simply. Release order of the anime. And you may be wondering why I have collector's editions of ReZero Season 1, 2, and also the standard editions, because why would I get both? I never ever get both. Well, apparently, the part 1 of Season 1, collector's edition, the mastering of the video quality is not good. So so in the standard Blu-rays that came out later, they fixed that, so that's why I have both. And there's also no reason why I call this the library, because these are shows or movies, etc., that I want to watch or had the itch to watch at some point, and I have. So, I come back, pick one out, and get it. So, yeah, those are the end of the anime Blu-rays, but there's still a couple more extra Blu-rays to see, and that is these 3 here. So they are of the Sonic live-action movies and the Knuckles series. The reason I have these is because, well, I think it's really interesting how Sega is really pushing the transmedia strategy, in terms of, making the Sonic movies, which have grossed altogether more than $1 billion, and also Super Mario Bros. Movie that came out, and even the Minecraft movie that's coming out. I think it's interesting seeing these movie adaptations, and also just seeing Sega, how they're really pushing to, make movies and push their games, and Sonic Prime, the series, just expanding how the IPs are used across different mediums. I think that's just really interesting. So the Sonic movies are kind of sort of a case study for that. But yeah, and I've seen the 3rd one as well, and I'm going to get the Blu-ray for that as well. And in terms of the movies themselves, I haven't watched Knuckles, but the movies themselves, they're alright. They're not great or anything, but they're okay. They have enjoyable parts. If I want to talk about them more, I can talk about them more at a later date. But yeah, that's why I have them. So that's the end of the Blu-rays, and then we're going to go to the books. Here they are, or at least some of them. So, again, first ordered in order that I've read them, and then, most of them. Well, actually, first is fiction, starting with the classics, and then light novels, and then manga, and then art books, and then non-fiction. So, I have read Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, and Fear Alone in Las Vegas, and also this book here, which is Kafka's short stories. By Franz Kafka. And I'm currently reading Mina Lori by Charlotte Bronte. I like Alice in Wonderland and Fear Alone in Las Vegas, and also Kafka's short stories. And I got the Alice in Wonderland book because, the cover looks cute, and it's had the illustrations are manga styled, so that's really good. Actually, let me show you. Actually, no, I'm afraid of pulling it out because the end of this isn't very stable, so whatever. But yeah, then I still have to read Old Man in the Sea, the Russian books, Grand Inquisitor, Black Monk, The Prince and the Heather, and then Macbeth. And then the light novels, I've read Soccer She Cheats, which is my instant death ability is so overpowered, no one in this other world stand against me. And I'm currently reading Lone Life in Another World. And the other ones I want to read are Sword Online, ReZero, Magical Go Raising Project, No Inner World of My Smartphone, Last and First Idol, Eminence in Shadow. There's No Freaking Way I'll Be Your Lover, which is getting an anime adaptation, and the score will be composed by Yoshiaki Fujisawa, who scored for Love Live, Seki no Kuni, Eccentric Family, bunch of other stuff. So yeah, from Sword Online to that, I haven't read them yet. 2 manga I have. Haven't read those yet either, but they're there. Well, I started reading Ghostly Things, but didn't finish it. But yeah. Then there's the art books, Gravity Rush art book, and then the art book by Posuka Demizu, who drew Promised Neverland. I haven't even opened the Gravity Rush art book after years of it sitting there, because I bought it in Japan in 2018, with the Harry light novels. and also the Promare art book as well. But I have actually started opening it. The white one is like a Hinamatsuri like thing with a few illustrations. Then we have nonfiction, Mode Manifesto, Good Strategy, Bad Strategy, and also the book Life United Kingdom, which you need to read in order to become a UK citizen. And I am British, so there we go. So I've read those three. And then Final Fantasy Philosophy, which was a book I had a long time ago. Haven't finished reading it. I read like a bit of it like when I was a kid, but whatever. I have to read at some point. And then anime books, Otaku, Japan Database Animals, Anime Machine, which I haven't read. And then magazines from Scotland Loves Anime, and then like this shelf's really low, so I have to bend down, but yeah, and the magazines from like Neo magazine, which is now defunct. There we go, it fell over. Neo magazine. And then let's fix this. And then this huge book, Diva. It's from a special exhibition at the Victoria and Albert Museum, or one of them, and it's about like pop star divas, and it's gonna fall again. Pop star divas and how they, how they're influential and stuff like that. I'm just gonna have it like this for now. Unfortunately, I'm gonna fix it later. And at the bottom shelf, there's nothing there yet except Super Nintendo Classic Mini. It's just there because something has to be at the bottom of the shelf for like weight balance, even though the books are heavier. But I assume that I'll have to move the books down at some point, so that's kind of like how it is. That's just kind of like a placeholder. But I want to play Super Metroid. That's the game I want to play next. On the Super Nintendo Classic Mini. So there's that shelf. There's this all of that. And now we're gonna move on to the CDs. Here we go. With Kirby there. CDs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, not the fourth one, but you'll see what that is. I mean, you know what it is if you really know, if you recognize it. But yeah. So how's this ordered? Well, feeling Las Vegas, the albums come first because they're the best. So they come first, and then it's order of acquisition of anime soundtracks. So, or anime music in general. So first we have Bloody Stream, because it's the first anime CD I bought at the Tower Record Store in Tokyo in 2018 again. Most of these things, I mean, they come from all different kinds. I first obtained them in all different kinds of years and places, so I could go into more detail about that later if you do want to know about something in particular. Or just talk to me about, ask me in the comments below what you want me to, talk about a little bit more. But yeah, Bloody Stream, and then the start of my anime soundtrack collecting, Sonic Boy, with the OP single here. Well, it's ordered by order of acquisition, and then also, the priority goes to grouping series together, so yeah, but Sonic Boy came first, and I got the OP the single later. And actually, the first ones I got was Sonic Boy soundtrack, Kakeki Shoujo soundtrack, and then the first season soundtrack to Love Live Superstar. So I got those first. And then we have Sonic Boy, Kakeki Shoujo, Love Live music, not all of it. Just the sound. I'm only getting the soundtracks, not getting like all the song CDs. Just want the soundtrack releases. So there are a few missing still, but we have all of Sunshine, we have one from Nijigasaki, and we have all of Superstar so far. Then the Grand Belm music, the OPEDs. I have two different editions of the OPs and EDs because they have slightly different track listings. So if you see, the same versions of the same kind of release, that's why. It's because they have different track listings, so I got both. But Grand Belm, the OP and ED, and soundtrack to Regalia, Three Sacred Stars, and then the Kaiji music, which is awesome. And then it continues here with Jigglypuff here. So there's Tante wa mo Shinderu soundtrack, and then the beginning of my Idolmaster Xenoglossia music collection. Still a lot more to go. Well, actually, not just the music, it's my Idolmaster Xenoglossia audio collection. So there are all those to go. Then yeah, Hero Sky Precure. I stopped and not getting all of them because I haven't actually watched past episode 15 or something. But yeah, well, Die Star, the OP and ED tracks to Technoroid Overmind, which the ED track, I love it. It's really like kind of like a beautiful song, I think. So that's why I have it. Hypnosis Mike, a few moments of Chia soundtrack, and then Girls Band Cry, which I haven't watched yet, but I got the soundtrack because I knew I would shoot myself if I didn't get it before it ran out of stock. And then a 22/7 OP song, which is great. And lastly, here's something from Rajasthan, India, which I have here because, in case you saw earlier, if things fall, then they won't like, smash against the side of the shelf. So we are almost done here. We're going to move on with Slime from Dragon Quest, appropriately the video game soundtracks. So we have Dragon Quest 8, Gravity Rush 2, Final Fantasy, Black Mages, which is Final Fantasy remix, or rearrangements because of rock rearrangements. Zonpachi Daiojo Saisei Roku soundtrack, and then other music. So the rest of this is like other music. So George Michael, Maroon 5, Songs About Jane. I'm not a Maroon 5 fan, but I do like Songs About Jane. Robbie Williams, Greatest Hits. Daft Punk, Field of View, which contains the OP songs to Dragon Ball GT in the first Yu-Gi-Oh series. Season 0, as they like to call it. Nano, awesome singer. Nana Reeves has the OP song to Parappa the Rapper anime, and this album has the OP songs to Five Brain Second Season, Batum, and also other great songs like Be Free of Music, which is one of my favorite songs of all time. These 4 things here, they're actually playlists that I burnt on the CDs, just on standard verbatim discs. So it's cool to have them like with me again physically. Maybe I should make more playlists and put them on CDs again. And then Mirin Furukawa Twinkle Link, Dojin album by Mirin Furukawa singer and composed by TECHNOuchi, who I really like and who composed the soundtrack to ChainDive, which I showed earlier, and then a remix album of that, and then music I bought very recently. So this is It Rains Love by Lee Fields, Moon the Area of Influence by Jeff Mills, and then Shostakovich, Symphony No. 7, Beethoven compilation, and then 2 albums I never heard of before. So I got some of these at just music stores, so I decided to just go to a music store and just pick out something that looked interesting. So that's where these CDs come from. And on the side here, there's something else from Rajasthan, India. This is a Hot Wheels car, actually. So I found it when I was at an airport, and it was just like on the floor in the seating area, and I was like, why is this here abandoned? I'll just get it, So I just got it. Yeah, so I have a Hot Wheels. There's Sackboy. Sackboy. And there's something I got from a friend who's from Hong Kong. This is something to remember, him by. And it's something interesting to have. And in terms of the plushies, actually, I don't actually remember, like, Sackboy one, I don't know where it came from. Slime I got from the Square Enix store in Tokyo. Kirby I don't remember. Jigglypuff I got it from Narita Airport. And actually there's a final plushie. This Pikachu one. This big Pikachu one. So the story behind this is that in uni, in one of the years, I was staying like in a student accommodation, and my window overlooked trash cans. Not trash cans, like the big bins, so people put all the bags. And one day, I was sitting down. My mum called me, and I decided to just get up and walk to the window while I talked to her. And then I saw this looking down, and on top of like one of the big bins, and I was like, "What?" like someone's abandoning this, just like throwing it away. And then I went down and got it and watched it and everything. So like that was luck, but like my mom called me because then this wouldn't be here. And then last but not least, Maki Nishikino Halloween figure 1/7 scale. Um, I actually got this for my 18th birthday, so it cost it cost much more than it should cost because it was a US store selling it, and I wasn't living in the US. I had to pay on top of the price that they were additionally charging for the item. I had to pay shipping as well. But my friends helped, um, yeah, cover most of the cost. Well, not most, but the majority of the cost. So like more than 50% of it. So yeah, I have it. It's a really good figure. And in terms of like this is one of the best things I have, to be honest. And you can actually put a battery inside the lantern and it will light up. That's one of the best features of it. So I used to light up on Halloween and on April 19th, which is Maki's birthday. So I used to do that, but I don't do it anymore because you can tell that I think the lantern isn't working as well as it it should if you compare it from remembering like the previous times I used to light it up. So yeah, I stopped using it just to, help preserve it. But yeah, that's my library. So we have all this music, the Pikachu plush. We have Nintendo Classic Mini, all the books, the Blu-rays all there, the games, light novels, Hatsune Miku, and Pikachu. But yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed this tour. The shelf will only get bigger, the library will only get bigger, and my final word is that, I really want to actually experience the things that I haven't experienced yet that are in my library, because it's much better to buy experiences than it is just to buy stuff. So yeah, don't go way too crazy on getting like a huge game collection of things you'll never actually play. I'm getting this advice from Heckin' Steve, which is a channel which talks about game collecting. Unless unless you don't care that much about actually playing them, but yeah, just remember that buying experiences and experiencing like all these games here, is more important than it's more precious than getting games just for the sake of it. But that's my final word. See you later.